All right, shalom, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming out here week in and week out, you know, in season and out of season to prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom, American spiritual Egypt, modern day Babylon. Okay, to tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to not niggas, spicks, and wetbacks, but God's chosen people of the Bible. Also to let you know who the enemy is, the so-called white man, the red man Esau, Edom, the top dog of the Bible, along with the surrounding nations. All right, going into Psalms 83, right? But first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Bahawah, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the GMS, who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. And we say shalom. Nah, I got it. Your phone upset. Hopefully your phone upset.
Oh, you got a tag it?
One of y'all take this.
Wait, hold on. I'm next to
One of y'all grab that.
Yeah, I'm cool. They're cool with that. I
Then,
look, my brain,
Oh,
my brain is Google, so
I
I'm
took
good.
my iPad out.
all right. Now look here.
I took my iPad out.
First Maccabees 2 and 10. Jeremiah. Yeah, he's just leading to. All right. See them three right there? Yeah, all right. All right. So we're gonna go into how basically our enemies, they try to commit genocide in manifold ways to get rid of us as a nation. So, you know, the Israelites. Psalms, you can hit Psalms 83 and jump down to verse 4. 1 and 4. Yeah. Then, matter of fact, we're gonna grab First Maccabees 2 and 10. It really don't matter.
I got it. First Maccabees 2, you want me to start at 10?
Go down from 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
1 to 10?
Just give us some
All right.
context.
First Maccabees chapter 2, starting from the top. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jarib from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Medin. Yeah, the font's crazy.
No, bro. Nah, but look, it don't help the fact that it's old English.
Yeah,
bro.
the
It's just-
font is crazy.
It's wild. Them
It
names
says-
is hard though.
And he had 5 sons. I'm used to like the Times New Roman.
Yeah, I know. I had that spicing it up.
It says that he had 5 sons. Joanan called Cadiz, Simeon called the seed, and Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar called Avoran, and Jonathan, whose surname was Plus. It says that when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, "Woe is me, wherefore I was born to see the misery of my people and of the holy city, to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy and the sanctuary to the hand of the stranger."
So you hear the zealous spirit from the, who was that said that? Is that Judas Maccabeus?
That was this was Mattathias.
Okay, that's the pop, I think.
Because it was going into his
son,
his
right?
son, yeah.
All right, so you hear, he said, "Woe is me." He seen the state of our people. How we've been trodden down, passed around like property, right? He had that zeal for the Lord, and it was according to knowledge, right? Opposed to what Romans 10 and 2 says, how our people today have a zeal, but it's not according. Like him being, you know, seeing the state of our people, it brought shame upon him, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, verse 8, "Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy."
This is something that we weren't used to. We come from royalty, right? The Lord is our source. So when he's on our side, what's that, Jude 5, bro? Roughly paraphrasing, going into how the enemies literally knew that when we had the Lord on our side, it was nobody could touch us, man. But when he wasn't on our side, that was basically their opportunity, right? To get busy with us, right? You know, as you will. Go ahead, bro.
You said it was Judah 5?
Oh yeah, you want to real quick? Jude 5, I believe it's 5 and 17. That's in the pocket.
Yeah, they real crafty too, because they knew they was able to spy on us. I'm gonna say it like that because they was able, okay, are they following the Lord or are they doing the right thing according to their customs? No, go get them.
Mm-hmm. And it all goes back to how we kind of touched on it a little bit going into Judges, right? The beginning of Judges, I believe it was Judges, the latter end of 2 and going into 3, how we failed to drive out the Canaanites, the so-called the Hamites,
Yeah, we should have
right? No, and the Lord told us that they was going to be a thorn in our side. Go ahead,
Judah
bro.
5:17 in the GNT.
Mhm.
Their God hates wickedness, and as long as they did not sin against him, they prospered. But when they disobeyed him, they suffered heavy losses in many wars and were finally taken away as captives to a foreign country. The temple of their God was leveled, and their cities were occupied by their enemies.
And why was that? Because our people forsook the temples that we were created to worship and went off worshiping all these other heathen nations philosophies and these false gods. What's that?
Idols.
Yeah, these idols. Okay. So they knew that, and in a way the Lord was dealing with them, right? All to punish us, to correct us in measure, as the scriptures say.
But it wasn't because of their might.
Right.
It was because, and it kind of shows that the heathen knew that they couldn't fuck with us unless the Lord wasn't fucking with us.
Exactly.
At that point.
Exactly.
So they knew it was like, yo, we don't have the might and the power to get at the Israelites unless they're disobeying the Most High. Then the Most High will allow us. You know what I mean?
That just shows you how far from grace we fell. They
Yeah,
got familiar with the patterns.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah.
And how much we fell away. And
I like
then,
that.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's all it's all the Lord's will, though.
Back in 1 Maccabees 2 and 10.
This the point.
What nation have not a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Read that Jeremiah 2:14. It's a lot.
It says, what nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
So what nation have not partook in our captivity and our downfall, right? And passing us around and profiting off of us up until this day, right? After, what was it? After Noah, after the flood, there were the 18 nations, biblical nations, right? Us being the nation of Israel, man, you so-called Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Seminole, West Indians, and Haitians, Judah, all the way down to Issachar, okay? And then you got, and the brother's about to get, Psalms 83, and we're going to grab it in a little bit, basically goes into how we're surrounded by our enemies and how they have a tumult against us. They've always been plotting against us. Starting with Esau, going back to that perpetual hatred that he has for his brother, right? Because the Lord set it up where, we got the birthright and the blessing.
And we got it from Esau.
We got it from Esau.
Initially was with the firstborn. So he had that salty spirit, but ultimately it comes down to you sold your birthright.
Right.
Now, really it goes deeper than that. The Most High knew that he was going to give the blessing unto Isaac. But, the Most High is, he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's a very creative and, innovative director, if you will. He always has to spice up the story a little bit, all right, to give it more zazz. You know what I mean?
I like that.
More zazz or whatever.
Yep. It's with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 15. It says 14. Yep. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burnt without inhabitant.
Yeah, Jeremiah said, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? He just went into it. This is going back to the beginning of time. Going back pre-flood, right? Our people have become so accustomed to us being in a lower state that it's normal. And that's why one of our favorite Jones, I think it's Sirach 11 or 14, just wrote, the one that wasn't thought of shall wear the crown.
Wear the crown, yeah.
Right? When prior, we were the ones that wore the crown, right? We were heavily feared. Nobody fuck with us, man.
No. Absolutely. Remember that remember that one it's the Lambic of the brother. Remember that it's one people that was claiming to be another people, and when they got around us, they lied and said he was something else. And then once we found out about it, we made them slaves.
I know what you're
They
talking
lied.
about. Yeah,
Remember?
They
What
said,
was that doing? What was that doing? Like,
I believe it was in the.
Like we was on some old big
I
boy.
think it was in the time of Abraham.
Yeah,
They basically lied and said they were enemies, but they said that they were from a far country.
yeah, it was scary.
Right? And when we found out, we made them slaves.
Right. So they were scared.
Otherwise, they would have got killed.
Yeah, they got killed. They try to pretend to be like an alibi or somebody that's like on some neutral shit.
I can't
And we
think
found
of
out
that.
that was our enemies. That we I want to find it, but
I want to say it might be Ham, man. It might be one of them clans of Ham. That was a while
But
ago.
the point is, when we was in our original state, they knew that we was big boy beasts. I think it might be in some numbers type shit. He was an army. He was already a nice army already, and they knew what we were doing to conquer lands.
That sounds like that definitely sounds like either the book of Numbers.
Yeah.
It might be Judges, bro. It might just.
It's not in Judges. Not at all.
Judges.
No.
Right.
I don't think it's in Joshua. I just read Joshua.
Okay.
I would have remembered.
No,
I would have remembered.
It's more of a numbers flame. We was
Right, numbers.
we
Numbers
became
is,
an army.
Numbers is becoming an army.
Army, yeah.
I got that Psalms 83. Start from the top. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, O the Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O the Most High. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones."
Who's the hidden ones? The Lord is hey, it's us.
Yep.
Nobody knows who the chosen seed is. It goes in the 2nd Ezra 6, down on the latter end of that chapter, how, you know, if the world was created for our sakes, why do the heathens reign over us?
Right,
What
yep.
we paraphrasing?
Yep.
You know, why don't we have an inheritance with the world if it would be for us?
Because we don't, our people don't know who they are. The Lord hit our identity,
They
our
don't
culture,
consider.
and they don't consider, right? He took our nationality for what he took it from us, the knowledge of it.
Yeah.
Outside of the elect, Lord willing, we be accounted of that number, right? So that we can endure these curses and be built back up. It said it was going to be a falling away first, right?
Yep.
Yep. Verse 3. Verse 4. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
And they definitely, we're not cut off completely, but our name has been taken, right?
Our identity,
All right.
pursuing to what? Jeremiah 7:14, I believe.
Sure, it says true
Or
religion.
14:7. Where it says that we shall discontinue from our heritage.
Yeah, yup, Khan, that's a good one.
You know? I think it's Jeremiah 7:14 or 14:7.
Khan.
It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent."
17:9.
17 and 9.
Discontinue for
17 and 4. It's
Yeah,
like
either two.
something like that.
17,
It's
4 or 9.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom
These so-called white men.
and the Ishmaelites,
It's at the Arabs.
Yep.
Moab,
That's the Chinese.
the Hagarenes,
I believe that's who that
Canaanites,
Canaanites.
Hamites,
that's-
Hamites.
And I believe the rest of them. Yeah, you
All
keep
of them,
going,
all
bro.
the rest of them is no until you get to a certain.
yeah,
Keep rolling.
You got Gabal,
Ball and Ammon is like Elam.
yeah, or Ammon,
Ammon is the Japanese.
Khan.
Amalek,
Amalek is Esau, the grandson.
the chief priest of Esau,
God.
the Philistines, and then the rest is
Also
the
called
Philistines
Hamites.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Khan. So-called Africans.
Ashur also joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot.
Khan. Hey man, so all these surrounding they joined league with Esau, Edom. He convinced them, right, to cut us off from being they are still in league to this day. Right? I mean, of course now we got Esau against, you know, who's that? The Egyptian versus Egyptian.
Yeah.
We got that going on now. Right? With Russia and America. Y'all see Trump and Putin met in Alaska?
Yeah.
What was that all about? I ain't really get into it.
I ain't really get into too much. I saw the
I know,
video,
I know,
and I
Shalom.
see he had the stealth bomber and shit.
Yeah,
showing.
yeah.
He was trying to show Putin. He was like, "Yo, you know we got that shit, right?"
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Something like that. You know, I was with an Ephraimite that don't know he an Israelite, right? But he also kind of go into the scriptures, but he was on point. You know what he said to me? Not knowing who he is, he said Trump and Putin together reminds him, and he was basically talking about so such peace comes sudden destruction. I said, oh shit, you mean 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2? He said, yeah, you know, you've been reading. I'm like, yeah, he knew what he was talking about. But that was dope because that's the time we living in when it comes to, for them to come together and try to claim peace, because that was what they were doing, trying to claim peace.
Man, that's
but
great.
but who are the two together in the scripture that makes it more warring? Gog and Magog and Babylon. Yup.
Which is Esau, which is the America.
Shit just makes sense.
Bro.
Yeah.
But
Because
bro.
I mean, in reality, the two greatest. I mean, you got to think about it. Especially Trump being the face of America right now. He's embodying pretty much like the strength of military power.
Right.
He's not like these soft ass like Biden and Obama and fucking any other woman that goes in office.
Yeah, he backed the Bush
He's
and
not
Jeb.
soft. Yeah, Bush.
Bush and
yeah.
And Clinton was like that.
Yeah.
Clinton was a military boy. I wish you would.
Yeah, he is embodying that shit.
Yeah, body in the war.
You know what I mean?
Military.
And Putin is that, essentially. You know what I mean? Where they flexing their power and their might. So you got basically two of the strongest nations, military-wise, the influence coming together, and basically trying to make peace, which we know it's not going to be peace. But the scriptures do say peace and safety instead of destruction. You know what I mean? And that we use that scripture for a lot of small things, but there's going to be one major event that's going to happen where it's kind of like, yo, it's peace, and we want to know this is it.
Right.
It's going to be so evident, so clear.
Yo, but you know what? To bring it back though, as far as it's ingenious how the heathen came up with an idea to destroy us, because you got to remember, what do we got? Law, statute, and commandments. We got culture. We got swag. We got the name of the power. We got everything we need to do in order to stay powerful. So what's the best thing to do to destroy your people is take those customs away and make them blind to what they got going on, so that way they can wander and be all like what you call it, naked.
Yeah, psychological warfare.
Yeah, psychological warfare.
We can't kill them physically, so let's just let's kill them mentally.
Mentally.
Yes,
All right, let's take away their, because when you have, like, that's what they did to Israelites in slavery.
Slavery,
Right?
yeah.
They had to upbreaking and shit. They had to break us mentally so that we could lose that strength. Because you can have physical might, but if you don't have the mental strength behind it, physical power means nothing.
It's just a brute.
It's like somebody with a weapon with a weak mentality. All right, with a pacifist mentality. If you're a pacifist, but you have weapons of destruction, it means nothing. You know?
They're
It means nothing.
Dangerous.
It's not even dangerous. Because you're a pacifist. So what's the point of having a weapon of mass destruction if you're a pacifist? Right? Because you're weak mentally.
So
But
when you put somebody in power like that,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
So you take the Israelites and you strip them of their mental fortitude, right? You strip them of their physical might too.
Well, all you gotta do, which is common sense, is the originals get beat down, and then make them do your style of living.
Yep,
then the offspring comes, and then now they make them teach that, grow up, and then by the time the third generation is gone.
He's cooked.
It's
You
a
know,
wrap.
Then you break the spirits of the other people. Like I don't want to be a part of that. Now they mentally just done, bro.
The Lord literally said, bro, real quick, can we get in there? Jeremiah 31.
I think Mari and Jeremiah.
Oh, come.
Mari and Jeremiah. I got you.
Grab Jeremiah 31, and I believe it's start at 35, bro. Yeah, three X's.
Yeah, 3 X. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
3
told me that
X's.
in seconds.
No, it started making sense now.
31?
30. Yeah,
That's
Jeremiah
30,
31.
So that's 34. It's 32.
IX is XI.
It's 11.
31.
IX.
Jeremiah 31. Which one?
Oh,
31 and
30. What 35? That's 35.
31 and 35.
Yeah,
Okay.
chapter 31.
That's 35. Got you right here. Yep. It says right here.
Yeah, yup.
Yep. It says Jeremiah 31 and 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which doeth, brother, what's this right here?
Divided.
Divide up the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. Oh, I see what's going on. I feel like I butchered it a little bit. Salakia brothers, I'm reading the old English style. It's kind of getting me a little bit. There's no J, there's no V's. I'll read that again, brother. It's Jeremiah 31 and 35. It says, thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for the light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Shalom, Mark.
Shalom, brother.
Right, so the ordinances, the sun, the moon, the stars, giving the light. He's comparing us. He has a covenant, if you will, with them. What did you? Was that 30? Was that 35? 35. Oh, yeah, keep going, bro.
Yep, it says
in 36, 37.
Yep, it says verse 36. It says, if the ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
Right. Go ahead, you 37, bro.
Yup, it said, thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, how will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord.
You can't number the sands of the sea. You can't number how many stars are in the sky. Right? The Lord said that the earth is going to abide it forever, along with the sun and the moon and the stars.
Right.
The ordinances, the signs that we, the moon is how we tell time. Right? He said if they shall depart, then he's going to do away with the nation of Israel, and he's going to hold us accountable for our sins, if you will, man. But that's not going to happen.
Right.
But though Esau is trying, he's searching the sea, he's manipulating whatever's in the space and all that to try to finesse and paint this picture that's false, right? It's too many holes in it, you know.
And also trying to get rid of the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Semitic Indians, which in this verse tells you that's impossible, because if the sun and the moon go away, then the Israelites will go away, and they're not going to go away.
Exactly. This is why we're bringing it out, because we just read in Psalms 83 that they're trying to cut us off from being a nation,
right?
Completely. Though they started it, the Lord is not going to do away with us. You can grab it.
This is good, brother.
Oh no, you're good.
no,
It's space enough,
you're
sweetheart.
good.
Space enough.
You all right?
Yep.
Thank you.
Jeremiah 33:24. It says, considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which Yahweh have chosen, he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should no more be a nation before them.
Who's the they? This is the nations talking shit, saying that we're down in this lower state, right? We are in probably the worst state that we've ever been in as a nation, and it's just going to get a little bit worse. We got Jacob's trouble coming, right? But this is the nations talking shit, like we're not the shit. We're Jacob is the former of all things.
Right.
We are the salt of the earth. We're sowing it up. I believe that's Matthew 5, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 25, thus saith Yahweh, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy on them.
Come on, man. The Lord, Jacob is not consumed, man. Malachi 3:5. The Lord is not going to forsake us, right? He's just correcting us in measure. Chastising us little by little, right? So that we get our shit together and we, grow closer to him, right? The elect mainly. 2/3 is going to wither away on this side, man, and be brought back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom. Lord willing, we be accounted of that number, the first fruits.
Yeah, I'm going to grab this because
Yeah,
it goes with what
yep,
you said.
yep, beautiful.
Luke, the 4th chapter, and let me see. And I'm going to start from 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies.
Yeah.
Like your son that's hard-headed, right? We're not bastards, we're sons, because he's chastising us, right? He's using Esau. Hey, what David said in Psalm 17 and 13, he said, deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword, right? Satan is like our sparring partner, man, spiritually. He's just correcting us,
That's right.
keeping us right.
It's sparring.
That's sparring, exactly.
We got headgear on, we got 16-ounce gloves, shin guards. So you got all the padding to make sure you don't suffer any detrimental damage.
Right, we taking
It's just
blows.
sparring, right?
Yeah,
we ain't going 100%. Satan, he's throwing some shit though. You know what I mean? But guess what? It's all sparring. Is all about getting you ready for the battle, the true fight, which is really going to come during the time of Jacob's trouble. Bro. That's when a real battle.
Yeah.
All of the training,
and
everything you put in,
leading
up to that point, that's when it's really going to be put to the test. That's when your faith is going to be truly put to the test.
It's only one scripture that come to mind that all brothers will go to is the Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Right, which is what our spiritual training. It's like our spiritual training.
Absolutely. It's like he saw with Satan being that sparring partner. It's like the more we throw, the more he learns. You know what I mean? So he's getting sharper with us. up until that time where we overcome.
It's kind of like what fighters do, right? What a lot of fighters do is that when they're preparing for a fight, you have people who are designated sparring partners, right? Like this is a career some fighters take. They might fight professionally in like smaller organizations, but they don't go to the big organizations, but they turn into sparring partners. And what these sparring partners are, what they do is they specialize in mimicking other fighters. So what they'll do is they'll help other pro fighters, and they'll mimic whoever they're supposed to fight. So what they'll do is they'll mimic their style, so that when I'm sparring you, you're mimicking the style of Tank, and I'm, let's just say I'm Shakur, and you're Tank, and I get this guy, and he's supposed to mimic your style, so I know what, kind of like I'm fighting you before I actually fight you.
Right. And
he'll sit there and he'll mimic all of your habits and stuff. So,
and my type of, I was going to football, which is perfectly right now. On a week to week basis, where the new team is upon a new team, during practice, what the coach would do is he would put the defense in the formation that the other team that we're about to place style, and they will mimic exactly what he's doing. They will let the offense be able to see with the defense you're about to face, how they stand, how they move, in order to be able to duplicate and execute the mission. Same thing the brother just said or whatever.
All praise to how much you shot, brother.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
Shalom, brother. It's a priest. Yep. You got
water, bro. I on the bar.
Yep.
All right. You wanted me to grab the Esther now?
Yeah, you grab the Esther.
That shit's real, bro.
Good.
You ever see that meme? That meme when you got a daughter? It's this funny meme. And the boy was like, when you have a teenage daughter, he's doing. But now,
I see, yo.
Bro, hilarious,
Mimi
bro.
sent me that, and
Bro, hilarious because it's the realest shit in the
had me in
world.
stitches.
No,
Your head been on swivel the whole time, bro. I feel you.
Go to the head of the chokehold.
Bro, it's got me in the chokehold. I'm over here like, Swaki.
Good, bro.
What y'all on?
Now we about to get into Esther. We just was going into, them trying to cut us off from being a nation and all that.
Yeah, so whoever had this Capital One card, draw it on me, bro. Change this to your Capital One card.
All right. This is Esther, the 3rd chapter. You want to to that?
Yes.
I mean,
Esther 3, start from the top. After these things, the king Xerxes promote. Why does it say that in the
I said, yeah, I don't know, bro. Because I think that's I don't know.
I'm going with Xerxes now.
Yeah.
It says, are these things the king Ahasuerus?
Sorry, bro. So on the right, on the left side. Assyrius. I think Xerxes is like the Syrian, they Persian, right? I think that's the Persian.
It's probably because remember the X is usually silent.
Yeah.
Alright, this is after these things did King Xerxes promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gates bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him, but Mordecai did bow not, nor did he reverence him.
So Mordecai had no respect for Haman. Haman, it said he was the son of Agag, goes back to Amalek. So he was familiar with who Haman was. He was an Edomite, ultimately. But he was the only one in the court that didn't bow and didn't respect him. He was hot. It goes in. And you could really don't gotta go all the way through, but it's like just certain points. Like you just read what? You just read 2. It talks about how he beat 3 and 4 and 5. Dude, I like go NLT.
It says, then the palace officials at the king's gate, now I'm reading NLT, asked Mordecai, why are you disobeying the king's commandment? They spoke to him day after day, but still he refused to comply with the order. So they spoke to Haman about this to see if he would tolerate Mordecai's conduct, since Mordecai had told them that he was a Jew. It says, when Haman saw that Mordecai would not bow down or show him respect, he was filled with rage.
Now the King Xerxes didn't necessarily. Now he gave Haman that. He gave him that rank, right? But he didn't necessarily. He wasn't really familiar with this. This wasn't even beef yet. It was just talk and controversy of the courts, right? Because ultimately the king, he reverenced Mordecai too. Because Queen Esther was from the tribe of Benjamin. Keep going, bro.
He had learned of Mordecai's nationality, so he decided it was not enough to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Instead, he looked for a way to destroy all the Jews throughout the entire empire of Israel.
Yeah, so now he was plotting to get, not only, he said it wasn't enough to just get rid of Mordecai, he wanted to do away with all the Jews in the Persian court, in the place, in the palace, if you will. Let me see, I'm looking, what was that, bro? 8?
That was 6.
6? You can hit 8. I'm following what you just said. I don't gotta read the whole joint.
It says, then Haman approached King Xerxes and said, there's a certain race of people scattered through all the provinces of your empire who keep themselves separate from everyone else. Their laws are different from those of any other people, and they refuse to obey the laws of the king. So it is not the king's interest to let them live.
So he was saying a certain nation of people. He didn't say the Jews. It's not like King Xerxes wasn't aware that Jews were in his palace. He said it was a certain nation of people who followed different laws, who didn't follow yours, that you need to get rid of. So you hit 9.
This is, it's crazy because this is how it's going to lead up to Antiochus during the Greek Empire.
Yep.
He fully executed
Oh
that.
yeah.
It says, if it please the king, issue a decree that they be destroyed, and I will give 10,000 large sacks of silver to the government administrators to be deposited in the royal treasury.
You can hit 10.
The king agreed, confirming his decision by removing his signet rings from his finger and giving them to Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of the Jews.
See, he's an enemy of the Jews now. That's the first time they said that, right? And he's giving him that ring signifies that, look, man, he basically gave him a ring, and whatever he had to do, he brought it to the king first, and the king gave him the go ahead.
The king said, the money and the people are both yours to do with as you see fit.
So Haman was plotting to get rid of the Jews. He was plotting to kill them, right? You can go down.
Yeah, he was whispering in the king's ear. Like,
Basically, he was saying everything, but mentioning who the Jews were.
Yep.
So he could justify in his actions.
Right.
Is this the same story when it goes?
Gallows.
Yeah.
It's Mordecai and Haman.
Yeah.
Remember he set up the 75 post for the Jews, and he ended up getting.
Yeah.
All right, so I was about to say, is this the same story?
All right, keep bringing it out. This shit fire.
It goes to 7, but it's like we don't really gotta read it. I'm just skimming through.
Is this the same story when the kingdom made a decree that no man should worship any other gods or anything?
Nah.
Bring that one out too, because that's another instance.
That's
of,
what I
Yeah,
just
he just
quoted.
said.
Oh,
He
you just
said.
quoted
That's,
that?
this is the Persian Empire.
Oh, this is the
Empire.
version
Next
before.
empire.
Oh, so that's an
That's why I said it's like the initial thought of like, yo, we can't let them do their own thing. They need to do our thing.
Our thing, yep.
And then when Antiochus Epiphanes came, he was like, yo, no, fuck that.
But it's an account of Esau trying to basically genocide, right? But the Lord it's not against, it's against the will. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 12. So on April, what did we get April 17th?
That's what I ain't. In my lesson, I'm like, man, I don't know how candid that is.
Oh, you know what? No. That's kind of on point. On the 13th day, I don't know if I said it's the 13th day of the first month.
Yeah, the first month of April, spring.
In normally it's like
It is.
April.
Right.
It's like late March.
But also,
early
this
April.
is before the Gregorian calendar anyway.
Right,
So there was
right.
actually 13 months.
That's the Gregorian Greeks, right?
Yeah, this is before the
The Gregorian calendar came around
Remember,
like 1600s.
remember I said this is before the Gregorian calendar. So
we got our
it was
13
actually
months.
13 months. Remember, April was the first month.
Right.
Abib, new birth, spring, and then it was actually. Yeah, we ain't gotta get too far into it, but that was actually at some point.
On the 13th day of the first month,
Yep.
the king's secretaries were summoned, and the decree was written exactly as Haman dictated. It was sent to the king's highest officers, the governors of the respective provinces, and the nobles of each province in their own scripts and languages. The decree was written in the name of King Xerxes and sealed with the king's signet ring.
So that decree went out basically to destroy the nation, destroy our nation.
It says dispatches were sent by swift messengers into all the provinces of the empire, giving the order that all Jews, young and old, including women and children, must be killed, slaughtered, and annihilated on a single day. This was scheduled to happen on the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, to take on the 12th day of the on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, to take the spoil of them for a prey.
What was that? That's
It said March 7th next year.
Month of Adar. I want to know what that
So
is.
it's going into how the end of March is the 12th, or like March is the 12th month, and April is the first month.
Okay.
According to, that's, it kind of, because Esau time changed, and the Gregorian calendar fucked it up. So it's usually like end of March, give or take, is when the first month.
Yeah, in February and March somewhere. You're right. It's crazy. Month of Adar. It's the 12th month. That's some shit.
Esther 4:1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai sent his clothes and put on sackcloth of ashes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta read it. Like, it's not even that. It's because it's like,
Oh yeah.
like words are broken up because
Yeah.
it's like small. I gotta read it.
You think, bro? I'm so used to that. I'm so used to
Yeah,
that.
I don't read it like that. I gotta read it straight across. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes, put on sackcloth for ashes, and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry. And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. In every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was a great mourning amongst the Jews, with fasting and weeping and wailing, and they lay in sackcloth with ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it to her. And was the queen accordingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him, and he received it not.
Right, because like I said, to go before the king, you can't have the sackcloth on. So the queen tried to give him some proper raiment to go before the king to plead his case, but he refused it. He's like, damn, it's over.
It says,
Everything is just first thing. I just read what? Wow, that was tight, right? But it's going in. He's basically Attack was a eunuch for Esther. He displays the message of Mordecai. He basically gave up with him.
it says, then saw Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlains, whom had appointed to attend upon her, and he gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. So Hatak went forth to Mordecai into the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened to him, and some of the money that Haman had promised to the king's treasury of the Jews to destroy them. Also he gave him a copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make a supplication unto him, and to make a request before her people.
Now Shushan was one of the king's. He was one of the king's guards, right? So he had actually plotted to put the king to death. So Hatak told Mordecai this too, and this is when shit about to get real.
Okay, yeah, I can see how it's starting to.
It's about to get real.
Brother, that's why I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm
Yeah,
letting
nah,
you,
you
I'm letting
good.
you cook.
You good, bro?
No, I'm learning. I'm listening and learning
Because
and absorbing this beautiful energy.
I can see how it's building.
It's so
Brother,
heavy,
go
bro.
again,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
jump down to 11.
I'm listening.
Bro, in the blue letter, bro. You can go ahead, bro. Go to Esther 4 and 8, and then click on his name.
All the king's servants
I know
and the
it's-
people of the king's
That's
provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner courts, who is not called, there is one law to his is to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter that he may live. But I have not been called to come unto the king these 30 days. Yep, so basically, I'm not going to the king because we got a commandment to put anybody to death.
Right.
And I wasn't called. So, no.
Oh, okay. So Shushan is Shushan is a winter residence of a Persian kings located on the river of Ulai in Cospus. I'm not sure what that is.
They're gonna go into
Kuasps. Ulai.
bunch of residents.
Ulai and Kuasp.
Okay, so that was the residence.
It's a residence.
Yeah, residence.
Giving Asher shot.
I would probably say
Yeah.
Alright, so just
Tell us what.
I love the point.
alright, so basically
And then we'll precept.
Yeah, Shushan is a place.
Yeah,
Place.
so it's a winter residence.
Yeah, so we about to well, so real, go to chapter 5. Yeah, I would say let's try it on the stop at 7.
Yeah, dive into a strong little jab and straight hand right.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, so-
understand what the point
Right,
is.
so basically, so Mordecai is going to give the message to the king, saying that basically Haman is the man that he raised up is giving reverence to. He's wicked, right? Matter of fact, hold on, bro. Hold on. Go to Esther 6. Should have highlighted this. That's a lot good.
Okay, bro. Just give us the point that you're trying to make, and then we'll build. She walking around the corner.
She came her steps in.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's exactly what she doing.
She came her steps in.
You'll be there. I know. Yeah.
God forbid, man.
Well, you know what's crazy?
The Lord will come back. The Lord will.
I said the same thing
Yeah, I know, but
5
no.
years ago, 10 years ago. No, not yet. We got like 20 minutes.
6.
2025.
Esther 6 and 1.
Esther
You get
6
your steps
on the
in?
top. On that night, could
You
not.
getting your steps in?
Yeah, this should be no steps in.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, on that night could not the king sleep. He commanded to bring the book of the records of the chronicles, that they were read before the king. And it was found written that Mordecai was told that Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Xerxes.
Alright, so they tried to, so his own chamberlains, right? His own doorkeepers they plotted to kill him. So, and it's basically saying that he went back to the records, he went to the books, because he couldn't sleep. So he found this out. So go ahead, bro. This
And the
point is
king
coming
said,
down.
what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this? Then said the king's servant that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
So what reward was Mordecai given for discovering this? He just basically told me that my own people tried to lie me, and there was no reward given. So go ahead, bro. He's about to give Mordecai. He's about to replace Haman with Mordecai, right? He's going to give him that same purpose. Go ahead, bro.
It says,
Yeah, it's really you read 4, yeah, or you read 3, right?
and the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? And Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to himself?
So he's about to find out that basically the king Xerxes held Mordecai in more favor than him. He was about to come in like, look, the gallows been prepared. He was about to tell him that, yo, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna kill all the Jews. Roughly, go ahead, bro. And then you can skip down to you can hit. You just read what? Go ahead, bro. 6, yeah.
Haman answered the king, "For the man whom the king delighted to honor, let the royal apparel be brought with the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which set upon his head."
Go down to verse 10.
And the king said unto Haman, "Make haste and take the apparel and the horse which thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken."
So as much as Haman basically he put the royal robe on Mordecai, who he wanted to kill, right? Because he was like, yo, what should I do to a man of honor? Basically, it was like a riddle. He said everything. He basically, hold on. So Haman came in, right? Haman came in and was about to address, like, look, we're going to kill the Jews, we're going to kill Mordecai. This was right before the king found out that his own people tried to kill him. So he asked Haman, his most trusted, counselor in his court. He's like, look, what should I do? What should I do to honor a man who basically did this? And he basically described, he said, who are you going to honor more than me? And he basically described putting a robe on him, parade him around the city, you know what I mean? Let him be known that this is just what it is. And then he finds out, that was, you read what, bro? That was 13. I'm trying to remember. Haman took the barrel of the horse.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick it up too, so I can start chiming in.
Yeah, hold on, bro. Salak, yeah.
You good, brother?
Because
Take a deep breath.
because in the next
okay.
chapter, that's where it's basically
All right, so
that's
what
what he
is
does.
the synopsis of the story? And we'll build on it. What is the purpose of the story? What does it teach you?
So basically,
It's all just what's the purpose? So the king found out that his people was trying to hem him up. Haman was trying to get the Israelites hemmed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where we at?
So
then the king goes to Haman, like, yo, who's the most trusted advisor, like, yo, you basically ain't tell me that my people try to hem me up, but you're trying to hem them up.
right.
All right? So I get where you're going.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get you to bring it around, brother. That's all. Just bring it around. So he asks his most trusted advisor, like, yo, what should I do to a man of honor?
Right.
Basically, he's speaking of himself, but he's also speaking about Mordecai.
He's talking about Mordecai.
Exactly.
So Haman, all right.
Yeah, I got you, brother.
So Haman basically gives Mordecai. He's replaced, and he doesn't know it. He goes back to his wife. He complains to his wife about what just happened.
Who's replaced?
Haman is.
Haman's being replaced by Mordecai.
By Mordecai, yeah.
And, but Haman wants to kill the Israelites
wants to
and
kill
Mordecai.
Kill Mordecai.
So what he does? So then the king basically finds out that finds out that his own people trying to hem him up, and Haman more than likely knew that his people was trying to hem him up. So basically, the king gives him a riddle and basically says, "What should I do to a man of honor?"
Right.
And so and the reason why he says that is because I'm a man of honor, and you didn't give me the respect by letting me know what was happening, but you want to hem up a man who is basically innocent and the people that's innocent. So what should I do to a man of honor if basically y'all backslide? So
Yes.
he's giving perspective
Yes.
here.
Yes.
And brother, I got you just
Yeah,
from
you're
your
good. Nah, look, I couldn't put that. I couldn't
That's
put
what
that
I'm here
word.
for.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So now,
what
what was the reasoning behind it? That's all, brother.
Nah,
mind
you
you,
good,
and guess who just taught me that? You did, listening
Right.
to you.
Yeah.
So come on, bro, you doing it? Because I'm literally learning from what you. So understand this.
So-
I didn't read this yet.
Right.
I heard the story, but I haven't read it yet. But I just literally gave a synopsis based off of what you just said.
And
So
that's
you're doing a great job.
That's
So I
your
just
lie.
need to know what did the king do after he said it? What was the parable?
So basically, the king, the gallows that Haman set up for the Jews,
Yep.
he got hung on them same ones.
Now, what can you learn from that?
Basically,
That's all, brother.
I kind of picked it, so I got a precept.
I'm
So once I know where you're going,
I'm just trying to bring it full circle.
I got you. I'm gonna bring this up.
Remember, my brain processes.
Nah, you
I got some.
This is Romans 8, and I'm gonna start at 30. Moreover, whom he did.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't get that. I was trying
Look,
to find.
I'm gonna get the point. Romans 8 and 31. What shall we say then to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us?
Okay.
And then also that beautiful precept. And then what I was getting out of that story was, nobody's going to be able to gainsay or nay to those that are chosen or basically protected by Yahweh Shem Shai.
Right,
And your evil deeds or your think about it. Think about it. Psalms 83.
Because that's where we started. We started with the nations basically trying to come against us.
So here we go. So you see how I wasn't here.
Right,
See how I'm even bringing it full circle.
Right.
So basically, these nations, if people can have, like, think about it, throughout history, through every empire, right? Who has had every great empire on the planet that has had what? The Jews, what? In slavery.
Right.
Even into now Great Babylon, who has had the Jews in slavery? Great Babylon, aka America. All these nations have all tried to eradicate us in some kind of way. But the Lord says what? I shall set thy bounds where ye shall not pass. So what we're understanding is you can't do anything really against the children of Israel. Your evil deeds or your plans, your snares and traps that you're creating for the children of Israel, you are going to fall on your own snares and traps. Go ahead, brother.
Psalms. All I had to do was to see where you're going. I have my own shit going on too.
I skipped the whole
Psalm 7. We got you, brother.
The queen. Go ahead, bro.
Psalm 7.
Yeah, that shit.
Psalm 7, starting at 15.
Then bring it up.
He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into a ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come upon his own pate. I will praise Yahweh according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High.
Now let's backtrack on the story. He tried to set up the Hebrew Israelites, but what did he say that condemned them right away? He says, yo, it's a people that don't follow your law, they following their own laws. So what is the children of Israel doing right now? Following after the Yahweh Shem Shai. And remember, what is the old tradition of all the nations? If there's people over there doing what they're supposed to do, if these people over there doing what they're supposed to do, we might as well leave them alone because you ain't gonna be able to.
Yeah, we brought that out too.
See,
it's crazy,
brother. I'm just listening.
So the Queen Esther was the original queen. She died. Queen Esther was of the tribe of Benjamin. She was one of us. But she had favor of King Xerxes. So when she went into the court, he like, yo, ask me, I give you whatever you want. I give you half the kingdom if you want it. She was like, basically, Haman is trying to kill me and my people. So when he came in, she said it in front of Haman, in front of the king, and his face just went blank. And then that's when that was it.
And why did
righteous, man?
Yeah,
exactly. Remember, everything on the planet is set up by the Lord. Period.
Right.
So we got to understand something. They're put in a place for a reason.
Right.
But why was his face blank? Did the Israelites do anything to him in his kingdom?
They ain't do nothing.
Was it the Israelites trying to kill him?
Nope.
His own people was trying to kill him.
People.
So he noticed that Mordecai was a righteous man.
Right.
So then basically Mordecai wound up taking Haman's basically a title, because he says, damn, you supposed to be my most trusted advisor, and you trying to get me killed and them killed. So who am I going to choose? Those who are not those who are not treating me like an enemy, and those who are actually in peace in my nation, or those who actually are supposed to be of my own tribe trying to kill me, and the closest people to me trying to kill me.
I got you. Go ahead.
One thing about Jake, even though we live in amongst the heathen, these other nations, we do our own thing. That's literally what our laws are literally designed that if we can keep our laws and leave everybody the fuck alone.
Oh yeah, we don't need
It's
them.
not like Esau coming into our land. His laws are wicked. Right. The things that they uphold are wicked. So we would have to we gotta get these niggas out of here. They over here doing transforming and shit, and sodomy, all this crazy bestiality. Whereas our laws are righteous, so we can live amongst your land, and nothing about our laws goes against your laws.
Because we got nothing to do with it.
Because we don't,
And we gonna thrive.
and we're gonna thrive.
Also,
And we gonna thrive.
we don't come from a wicked.
jealousy, though.
We don't come from a wicked nation where we're trying to supersede or take over.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
not at all.
only time we've ever taken over nations when the Lord told us to
do it. Yeah.
Other than that, we leave you the fuck alone. Remember,
The Lord tells us if it's possible that we don't remember.
and then also remember, last camp we were going into we were literally going into what? The great falling away. why did we fall away? We fall away when we started not listening to the Lord.
Right.
So the only time we are doing something wrong is when we ain't listening to the Lord.
Con.
The Lord ain't tell us to go over and overthrow the king and Haman. The Lord ain't tell us to do nothing. He said, yo, you chill. You sojourning over there, relax. Follow my laws, statutes, commandments, and you're going to be all right.
Damn, all right,
Guess
look.
what? Go ahead.
There it goes. So basically, Queen Esther set a banquet up so that Haman was present with the king,
Right.
so she could tell what Haman did to the king, and Haman didn't know what she was going to say.
And he
right?
did it, and mind you, and that was smart because, I'm going to tell you why it was smart. One, she's a woman.
Uh-huh.
And two, she spoke in front of the king and also in front of the congregation.
Right, right.
So there was no hidden. He had to basically. Now, if she would have went to the king behind closed doors. Yo, I just want you to know this. The Lord could have doubted. I mean,
Right.
the king could have doubted.
Right,
But
right.
because she set up a banquet
In front of him.
in front of him and it said, yo, this man over here been trying to kill you.
Right.
He been trying to kill you, and this is what he trying to do to my people.
And now he gotta save face.
Now he gotta
usually
save-
Yeah.
when motherfuckers get put on the spot like that,
And it's literally about to get
and they get caught off guard, and they get accused of something. Humans' natural reaction when they're lying is you'll see the blood fluster. Oh,
Yep.
Can't keep their stories, don't lie. Oh.
Yep. And also they get upset.
Yep. And
When
they
a
start-
person's
and
in the
they start
wrong,
getting
they get
upset.
really mad.
Yep.
Like you ever call somebody out,
And they try to gaslight.
and then they, oh no, what you mean? I ain't lying. Whoa, if you ain't do nothing, why you so hype?
Right. Here it go. Right here.
What?
It's Esther 7:3. It says it's the banquet. It says then Esther the queen answered and said, "If I found favor in thy sight, O king, if it pleased the king, let my life be given. Let my life be given at me my petition and my people at my request. For we are sold." She was an Israelite. It says, "For we are sold and my people to be destroyed, to be slain and to perish. But if we've been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. And the king Xerxes answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so?
Mhm.
And Esther said, that adversary and enemy is the wicked Haman. And
Now, mind
Haman
you,
was a go ahead, bro.
What's another word for adversary?
Enemy,
Also,
devil.
no, that's deceiver. That's
Satan,
Satan.
Satan, God, that's what I meant.
Satan. The adversary of the Hebrew Israelites is Satan. That spiritual demon Satan was on this nigga Haman to try to get him to fuck up.
Right.
But little did he know, he already called it out. Yo, man, the children of Israel, they worshiping, they doing their own rules and laws. And leave them the fuck
Remember,
alone.
he didn't even want to say it was the Israelites at
Mhm.
first. He was just saying, yo, there's a nation of people that's like, I mean, they not doing their own thing.
Hey, gang, ain't you the king? Yo, it's a nation of people out here doing whatever the fuck they want to do, not following after you, man. I don't know, man. What you gonna do, man? Trying to get it set up to him up. But remember, you can't gainsay or nay anything against the children of Israel if they are doing what they're supposed to do. And a good lesson for the YouTube world is coming full circle now. These nations are crumbling because we're starting to do what we were supposed to do.
That's right.
There is, mind you, think about it. They tried to roll back DEI and all the other government programs where they did a study that over 400,000 black women lost their jobs within the first month of the new DEI rollbacks. They're targeting our people. The Lord also tells us in the future prophecy that they're going to be targeting our people. Obviously, you women that are at ease, y'all gonna get hit first because y'all don't have God with y'all. Most of y'all don't, right? But guess what? The men of the Lord are starting to stand up. So we're starting to see the curses go from us into who? The heathen. We've seen that among you. Look at the birth rates with the so-called white man. Why do you think they're going so hard to deport and get rid of everybody? Because they're trying to preserve their bloodline as much as possible. But the problem is, the children of Israel are doing what? They're worshiping their God and following the laws and commandments the way that we were supposed to. So guess what? The Lord is remembering us, and he's taking our curses and putting it on them. This is why you see the turmoil, which in turn is going to make these heathen, because remember, what does it say in the scriptures about the devil knows he has but a short time?
Right.
So he's going to come down with great wrath. They're going to uptick. And one thing about it, they've been trying to kick us out of the military. They've been trying to kick us out of all the jobs. They literally, Trump literally said on national TV that the main reason why he's been deporting all the supposed illegal immigrants is because he promised the farmers that the blacks are going to be in the fields now. Nigga, we ain't going back to that shit. Watch you white motherfuckers do it. But see, guess what? They can't gainsay or nay. Why? Because we are starting to do what? Turn our faces to the Lord. What?
One of the,
Come on, let's go 6 rounds.
Oh, that's my
But I'm so used to Charlotte.
The spirit of God.
I know.
Food is for the food she got for the whole shit.
I know, Pat.
And I just closed the eyes off.
I tried to get here earlier. Rebels was saying.
This is Second Chronicles 7 and 14. Quote this brother. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and heal their land.
Bro, y'all want we putting up camp tomorrow just to make up. But I thought a little. I mean, I'm cool with it for Sunday. I ain't no shit. We can do that, Dad, right? We sit right outside on his John. He ain't been there yet. In his backyard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We could be over on the side, just knock it out real quick. Quick little lesson, and then you know what I mean?
It's Esther 7 and 6. Continuing at 6. It says, it is the wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and queen. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went to the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen. For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. So he was begging for his life.
He begging for his life because you just try to kill the queen's people.
Right.
You literally, mind you, this is the king's woman, and you over here trying to throw your little innuendos and try to kill the queen's people. Mind you think the queen ain't got the king's ear?
Right. He kept saying, yo.
And you think that the king wasn't going to have favor on his woman's people, especially when they're not doing nothing wrong?
Yep.
And mind you, the Israelites, let's be realistic, was probably calm and chill in their land because they knew that the queen was of their own nation.
Right.
Listen, your wife is soft, comely, and delicate.
She come to you like,
You gonna be offended.
You gonna be like, oh.
She come to the king like, my baby, I just want you to know that somebody is trying to kill my people and eradicate us, and also there's a hit on your life, and I'm just letting you know.
And both of them though. Like,
Yeah, that's your
your own
dog.
folks tried to do you in.
Yeah.
You knew.
So
And
guess
you
what?
tried
So
to-
who you gonna be loyal to? Those who actually was with you, or those who actually was trying to get rid of you? Right? But that's also of the Lord. All that was of the Lord. You know?
I'll wrap it up, bro.
What?
It's It's Esther 7 and the end of 8. It says, then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Harbana, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, that's 75 feet, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Exactly.
So I should have just told you to skip right to 7, bro. We could have just skipped all that.
That's all good.
I was misreading the chapters. Like,
But the end of the day, man, you cannot eradicate the children of Israel. The only person that can eradicate the children of Israel is Yahweh Shemiel Shai, and he already said he would never do it.
and look, bro, we brought that out. In Jeremiah 1, he said if it's the ordinance that he has
Jeremiah,
with
31?
the sun and the moon and the stars.
Yep.
If you can count the sands of the sea
Yep.
and the stars in the sky, then I do away with Israel and let them be held accountable for their sins.
Then laying back off of that, just to finish it off, that won't never happen because the earth abideth forever.
Exactly. All right, somebody break it down.
Lord
And then,
willing, this lesson was edifying to you brothers and sisters. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory.
to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Abra Kapadash. Also, we more than likely will be out again tomorrow to bring this full circle. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.